guys.
Hi there. Guys, would you like to consider a petition that we have around the school over here?
What is the petition on?
Sure. So we are Students for Educational Equality. We're trying to ensure fair equality for all students here at Davidson College, and one of our proposals is to take the top 10% of GPAs, dock a couple points off of them, because those points don't really matter, and give them to the bottom 10% of GPAs, the GPAs that really need it, the GPAs that are failing, etc. So would you guys sign this petition?
What's the purpose of moving the, why would you be moving them to the people at the bottom?
So the people at the bottom are in danger of failing, maybe not graduating, and I think that it's kind of an argument to really help them out by taking the top 10% GPA.
And the difference between a 4.0 and a 3.9 is not very different, but the difference between someone who's failing and passing, on the other hand, that's a huge difference. And so that's something that we want Davidson College to really consider.
But wouldn't it be more efficient maybe to instead invest in tutoring and other things to help the people who are failing learn and help themselves learn more in advance that way instead of just giving them the GPA even when they didn't learn the knowledge to get there?
That might be true, but also consider the fact that the people who are at the top of the GPA don't really deserve to be at the top because they're the ones who have gotten so much out of society already, while the people at the bottom are often underprivileged, often lacking those kinds of services. So while we can invest in that right now we need a solution right now to tackle the problems with education and equity and really show some care to our fellow students. So would you consider signing this?
So if you give the GPA boost to the people at the bottom, is it just so that they can have a passing GPA instead of a failing GPA?
Yes. Oftentimes these GPAs that are at the bottom, they're failing out of school. They may not be able to go to college. When they don't go to college, they won't be able to get the job that they want.
Is this just at Davidson, or are you?
This is a movement around the nationwide campuses, and we're trying to really spread that throughout Davidson College.
So I think one question I have is you talked about immediate action, right? Which I think is important.
Yes.
If that system were to be put in place, would there also be movement to make more resources available to those students who are? Because I think one without the other probably won't end up making much of a difference.
Right, because if you have a GPA boost for one semester for somebody, but you don't have the resources
You don't have
to
the
back
support to follow it up.
Yeah, the support learning, then what would prevent them from just falling back down, and then would they just keep getting another boost? And so what's the drive?
Well, it's the same thing. This is not just going to be for a semester. This is going to be an actual policy that will be at Davidson College for years to come. In the same way that, for example, a progressive tax system has been in a place so that the poor could continue to rise up, throughout their time in poverty. So this is not something that we're just considering for a semester. This is something that we want to implement as a permanent fixture of Davidson College to maintain its commitment to equality.
So that would that mean then that if someone had a low GPA, a failing GPA, they would get that boost every semester that they had a low GPA?
Yes, they would get that boost every single semester that they have a GPA in the bottom 10%.
So even if the resources weren't available and there wasn't learning involved and they weren't getting the help they need, even though it was clear that they're struggling and they didn't have the resources available to them, and they keep getting sent back down to the bottom, they would just keep getting the extra boost.
Yes.
Not really seeing where they're learning more and where Davidson is helping them to actually learn and get the skills they need and further, instead just giving them a GPA boost, which you've already said in some ways doesn't even really matter, but I think that the skills learned matter more.
Well, if you